Welcome to our July Metastatic Breast Cancer podcast at Hoag Hospital, where our theme for this month is from meditation with intention, quick and easy ways to create lasting peace, by myself, Anusha Wijeyakumar. And intention 6 in our book and focus for this month is on trusting our inner truth. So we really discuss, and as we've been on this journey with meditation with intention for the past year, we're now getting to the point where we really have to focus on drowning out all of the external noise. And we will navigate this by looking into how you can empower yourself by finding balance within and letting go of guilt and shame. This release is key for successfully tapping into your intuition and trusting your wisdom from within. Personally, my intuition never guides me down the wrong path. The only problem has been when I don't listen to it. And over the years, I've come to realize that whenever I haven't listened to my intuition, it hasn't worked out well. So now, through the practices of meditation and mindfulness, I really tune in and listen to the wisdom from within. The good news is that we all have this inner compass and wisdom. Every single one of us. The difficult part is figuring out how to tune in to hearing it and then learning to trust it and be guided. I spent a long time drowning out that voice until I realized that it really is on my side. Part of our problem is that we don't believe in ourselves enough to trust our inner voice, so we spend our lives second-guessing ourselves and the decisions we have made along our paths. Your instincts will never lead you astray. The only problem is that a lot of the time we choose to ignore that little feeling inside or are unable to tune our internal frequency to even hear that voice guiding us from within. As they say, hindsight is a valuable thing. How many times have you thought to yourself, I knew I should have listened to that inner voice or feeling? So the next logical question is, how are you able to tune into your inner voice so you can really listen to it and trust what it is telling you? How do you even hear it amid the outside noise? Unfortunately, we can't just flip a switch and magically hear this inner voice and solve all of our problems. I wish we could. It takes time and is often not an easy process to develop in order to fully build awareness of what is going on within you. The good news is that you can develop this awareness through the practices of meditation, mindfulness, and the exercise and intention setting for this chapter. It is fully worth it. Once you develop this skill, it will serve you day in and day out without fail and help you in making far better choices in your life. Who doesn't want to make better life choices after all? Without the time spent on self-reflection and drowning out the noise around me to really hear my inner voice and purpose, I would honestly not be where I am today. When we journey inward to hear the wisdom of our soul, it can often be a scary experience, as we really do not know what will unfold and what course life will start to go down. It also brings to the surface things we dislike in ourselves, or fears that we have buried deep within us that we would rather not confront. However, it is only through this path of self-study, or svadhyaya, as we call it in Sanskrit and yoga philosophy, that we can finally let go of actions and behavior in our lives that no longer serve our highest good. Personally, I am ever ready to let go of things that are holding me back, especially in my own mind, as this is the place where our limitations, self-imposed or otherwise, are planted and take root. Once you establish your connection to your inner wisdom, you are then able to balance that fine line between tuning in to your inner voice while still respecting and valuing other people's input in your life and encouraging it in a positive and thoughtful way. So a recipe for success in this area is establishing boundaries with yourself as to what input you will tolerate from other people, as well as being very clear within yourself of your own personal boundaries. It may help to start journaling or making a list of what things make you feel good in your life and what things tend to have a disempowering effect. It can be liberating to have a journal for effect, and this could be something you start doing at the end of your day as a way of releasing the day and processing your thoughts and emotions in a productive way. Knowing your worth in life, not being afraid to ask for more, and setting boundaries with people if you feel it is warranted are key to this process. Very often we may feel uncomfortable speaking our truth or asking for more in our jobs and in our relationships. We may feel unworthy or that what we have is good enough and we should stay satisfied and not rock the boat. So it takes courage to speak our personal truths and honor ourselves. Sometimes it may seem a very daunting task to start taking the necessary steps toward emboldening yourself to voice your emotions. It is also very important to feel empowered enough to be able to say no to people and know that it is okay to do so. So often we are afraid of letting people down, especially if we ourselves are people pleasers, that we end up taking on too much and wearing ourselves down in the process. Just as important is becoming aware of stealing other people's time and energy along with your own valuable time and energy. What has been a truly liberating experience is being mindful of my own time and personal truth and not overextending myself or feeling guilty if I am unable to meet everybody's expectations. It is vital that we find that balance in life in order to feel happy and whole, but also not resentful if others or my own expectations are not met. So letting go of expectations, being clear with our boundaries is incredibly important on this journey towards trusting our inner truth. You must have clarity within to be able to articulate what you need and expect from others and be open to feedback. This can be a big stumbling block for a lot of people, and some may find it very difficult to overcome. If you feel you lack the confidence from within, spend some time tuning into your inner truth, which the past exercises throughout the book will aid you in doing through meditation and mindfulness practices. Start to listen to your messages from within as they are there and waiting to be heard. Very often we spend our lives drowning out the voice from within as we do not want to hear what it has to say due to our own fears and negative thought patterns. So the path of yoga, meditation, and mindfulness really does help us to make that shift and create more balance and peace in our lives. It empowers us to be unafraid to explore with love, compassion, and non-judgment what is going on in our own minds and dealing with our internal blockages and negative thought patterns. That is all we have control over anyway, versus expending so much time and energy worrying about everybody else's problems and issues. Think of all the time you have spent chewing your friends or family's ear off about drama that you really didn't need to be engaged in, period. Another important aspect of this is not to feel guilty. Know that to maintain your sense of peace within, you must have faith in yourself and your own abilities. Don't ever feel guilty or ashamed for doing what's best for you. Having this faith can take some reprogramming as you learn to let go of other people's expectations of who or what you should be. If you really have this sense of self-worth and self-love, you won't waste time dissecting other people's issues and actions or worrying about what people might say about your life choices. I invite you to have the courage and faith in yourself and to know your worth, as you are more than enough. If there is an area in your life that has been lacking, have that faith in yourself to not be afraid to ask for more in your career or relationships, as we so often are. Don't be afraid to follow your truth and dharma, which is the path of right conduct, regardless of the obstacles that may lie ahead. The moment you start valuing yourself and making choices in your life that reflect this sense of self-worth and love from within, the more you see your life go in the direction toward greater courage and self-respect. So I now want to focus on our exercise for this month, which is going to be a 5-minute heart opening practice. So wherever you are, start by bringing your attention to your heart space and taking a moment to get grounded in this area by focusing on your breath. So let's begin now with 3 deep inhales and 3 deep exhales. Exhaling all of the air out of the lungs, and then beginning with a deep inhale and an audible exhale, Let's do that 2 more times. A deep inhale and an audible exhale. 1 more time. Deep inhale and an audible exhale. And just return to your normal rhythm and pattern of breathing, taking a moment to get grounded in the heart space by focusing on your breath. Then I want you to visualize a lotus flower being planted deep within the heart space. The lotus flower is very symbolic in Eastern philosophy as it represents the duality of life and how we can all be like the lotus flower that starts its journey in murky, muddy waters, but rises above to bloom to its full potential in life, repelling the water and dirt. Feel that by your love you are nurturing this lotus within, allowing it to bloom into its full glory. As you do so, repeat the intention for this chapter silently 3 times to yourself. I trust my inner truth. I trust my inner truth. I trust my inner truth. Start to feel yourself tuning into your lotus blooming within, allowing it to reveal its secrets to you. All knowledge is within you, so start trusting the process of allowing your spirit to guide you forward on your path. Your inner compass will never lead you astray if you really listen to what it is telling you, not just what you want to hear or interpret. Once you've completed your practice, you can open your eyes if you had them closed, and wishing you all a month ahead where you trust your inner truth.